All right, everyone, here we go with Jupiter going direct. I wanted to pull on this energy because Jupiter going direct is very important energy. All right, this is an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading, right? We're just going to take a look at this energy. I love this energy because I'll tell you why. Jupiter is very powerful energy, but when Jupiter goes retrograde, which it has been since around the end of July, it kind of creates a bubble. You're kind of stuck with what you got in that bubble. And the emergency brake, it's like driving with the e-brake on. And the e-brake comes off when it goes direct. And what's happening now is because it's in Pisces, what it's generally doing is it's creating an element of being able to see the big picture. An element of, I call it it actually has kind of a generosity energy to it. It's rooted in kind of empathy. It has that kind of vibe. It'll allow you to see the big picture. It allows people who never told you they loved you to tell you they loved you or tell you how they feel. It has all of those elements to it. It's a good day, it's a good time in general around Jupiter going direct in a sign like Pisces to tell someone how you feel. So when we add all the other energies up around it that we've had coming in, especially if we take a look at yesterday's reading for the new moon, which is right on top of this Jupiter going direct, you can kind of understand where I'm going with it. You know, somebody has felt like they've lived a lifetime with you, and now they're sort of in this moment of empathy being open, you know, and build a generosity of spirit, if you will. So let's take a look. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. All right? This reading is technically timeless because you're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. My pre-shuffle, just the surface energy. I get the Six of Wands, crossed by the Six of Swords. It's two sixes, it's forward movement, but this is smooth energy here. You can hear it in my voice. I have to swim in this energy to do these readings. It's much smoother than recent readings. You know, it's almost my radio voice, right? KSLT 69.69 FM. It's like that. It's a smooth energy. It's someone who can see the big picture, someone who wants to move things in a new direction. Okay, this applies to you or your person. All right, it's a smooth energy for you as well. Underneath that, we get a little crazy. We get the Death card. Now that's an energy of change. It backs up what I said about these two cards. But changing what? You know, again, like I said, Jupiter going direct in Pisces, very spiritual shit. Okay, it involves a lot of empathy and a lot of generosity. And with that, you can see where you've gone wrong because you can see the big picture. And right here, what's changing? That. The toxin. The devil. All of those things. Again, it's an energy between the new moon and this energy of Jupiter going direct, which are right on top of each other. Let's forget about all the other energies that came before it, the 11-11, Venus and Mercury and Sag and all that. Forget about all that. Just this energy alone with the new moon, it really opens people up. It really does. And there's a lot of stuff that's come up from the depths that they've had to deal with. This is saying it's the final stages of dealing with it. It's the final stages of sort of acknowledging it and moving on from it. And I definitely know that because bookending the Six of Wands is the World, the most powerful card I can pull. It's all about change in here. And it starts with a very smooth energy. You know, the Six of Swords, moving things on to calmer waters. It is a little of that they can see clearly now. The rain is gone energy, but it's much deeper than that. With my back three cards here, the Death card, the Devil, and the World. It's all, and it's kind of a sandwich. If we look at it, it's a devil's sandwich. But the bread are two very big change cards, right? Let's see. Let's pull ourselves a reading. Let's see where we go. I'm using double animal deck on this reading because this is some pretty spiritual shit. Jupiter is pretty powerful energy. All right, I put it at number 4 for the top. The top 3 energies that affect us on a daily basis are the sun, the moon, and the earth itself. The earth energies and the earth magnetic field. But I put Jupiter right at number 4. It's a very powerful energy. And let's see where we go. It's a planet of luck and expansion. But what it expands depends on the energies around it. Right now, these are the energies around it. So let's see. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Jupiter going direct in Pisces. Let's see where we go. This first card out is Before the Cut. It's Why the Fuck Are We Here? Okay. All right. Oh, the cards just want to Cards just want to like get stuck and don't want to fall right. Okay. Five of Swords. That should make sense. Jupiter going direct. Why? So did someone say why? Jupiter going direct is right on top of the new moon. I just pulled on the new moon yesterday. The energy of your connection in that reading was the Five of Swords. From another deck, by the way. I think I used the Rider Waite on that one. I think I did anyway. This one here, Five of Swords, is why the fuck are we here? We're here because of everything. Because of what happened in the new moon reading. That's why we're here, looking at Jupiter direct. Because now it's not even some, I mean the floodgate is off, or the emergency brake is off, and things move forward. But there's such an energy of empathy and generosity here, and a desire, even on the surface energy, to change that devil energy. To change, that devil represents how they've been behaving, right? Or what they've been around, what they've been living around, or the energy that they've been living in. It's a little like living in a smoke-filled house and just getting up at Jupiter direct. You get up and you open the windows, and let that shit out. Let's see where we go. Let's cut the deck here. All right. What comes after the Five of Swords? The King of Wands. That shouldn't be a surprise. We're going to see, this is a different deck, and we're going to see a lot of energies coming in here that we see often, and that we saw the other day in the new moon reading for sure. Again, there's so much empathy and a desire to give in this energy, a desire to let the emotions flow. Tell someone how you feel that you never said. This is, again, the ability to see that this energy is short-sighted, okay, on one layer of energy. In another layer of energy, this is a card of someone who takes action, who takes passionate action. And that energy is here. I don't always get that for this card in our readings, but I'm getting it here. And because it's tied to that Five of Swords, again, we've got to look at the pre-shuffle, which the cut cards work with, and see that the devil energy is changing. They're opening the windows. It's time to let all the toxin out. So let's see where we go. Let's give the deck a final shuffle. Let's get ourselves a reading. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Jupiter going direct in Pisces. I like Jupiter in Pisces. We got a taste of Jupiter in Aries for a little while this year. Jupiter is going to be going into Aries in about a month or so, and that's going to be awesome too. I like Jupiter in Aries as well. I like Jupiter in about its next 5 signs. I like it best in those. Straight up through Cancer and Leo, something in that range. Let's see where we go. Those are my favorite placements for it anyway, energetically, as far as pulling on and effect that it has on things like soulmate cycles. All right, overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table. This should not surprise you. It shouldn't, especially if you watch the Mercury in Sagittarius reading. Again, all the energies apply here. My readings are all connected. Everything is connected. We're all connected. It's Five of Wands. Yeah, it's a combatant energy. What's fueling it? Yeah, Three Swords. Yeah, I said it's a combatant. It feels like combat, right? It is. It's Three Swords. It's somewhat. It's if I were to put a phrase to this, it's oh shit, right? It's like that. It's someone here who's been fighting this energy, who's been pushing this back, who's now battling against it. Again, it's changing that toxin, changing the devil. Now that's a very weak energy to have as our overall energy for such a powerful planet. But I'm not so sure about that with this fueling it, because this is one of the main cards that ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. So this is going to be an interesting reading. I imagine it's going to be a little challenging with this here, because I have to take this energy into consideration with everything that falls on the table. This 5, by the way, Five of Wands, is crossing in my reading the Five of Swords in the why the fuck are we here position. So again, somebody's doing something about it. I see that happening. Let's see where we go. Fives are always temporary. That's why it's such a weak energy. What's the this is the energy around your connection. This is how they're behaving in the 3D. This is the soul. This is the hidden energy. Oh, we had a freeze up. I got to fix that. Hold on. All right. See, that weak energy is deceptive. You know, We haven't had a freeze up in a while. Usually it's too much data coming through. It's too much energy. And because it never freezes up when I don't use it for a reading. And that said, for a weak card here, that's why I pointed it out. I said this is a fairly weak energy to have in the overall, but it's really not. That's not even a heart anymore in the animal deck. All right, so anyway, this is the message from the universe. This is the potential final outcome. Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure all that got on video. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top, and you bet your sweet asses they'll be extended, assuming I keep this video running. All right, here we go. Look for the link in the description. Here's the energy around the connection. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a powerful card off of there. That's just, that's a lot of energy. And there's a lot of energy here. That's why this is freaking me out that this little weak card is here as the overall energy. I don't think it's that weak, with the Three of Swords crossing it like that. Taking care of business. It's there's if you think this is dead, it's not. I can throw all the cliches out that tarot readers use, right? The energy of the connection is there's a fast movement here. I used the analogy or metaphor at the beginning of this reading about it. While Jupiter's retrograde, it's like driving with the e-brake on a little bit in your car. And when it goes direct, the e-brake comes off. And that's kind of what's happening here. There's a lot of rapid changes happening within this. And I saw it in the pre-shuffle with that devil sandwich surrounded by the world and the death card. All right, we'll see. We'll learn more about that when we clarify. This connection is definitely not over. I mean, it's getting energized here. All right, this is a whole lot of Wonder Twin powers activate. Okay, it's pretty much what it is. How are they behaving in the 3D? Look at this. A lot of wands, a lot of fire here. Fire, fire, fire. And it's all fueled by this. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's... Again, a lot of actions being taken. I said it's very sudden. It's taking the e-brake off, and all of a sudden the car just takes off. It's a whole lot of Wonder Twin powers activate. I even got kind of that here on this card, right? They're taking actions. They're moving forward. They're making impulsive decisions. They're brave decisions, but it's more of an impulsive energy. I'll be honest with you. All right, somebody here is moving away from this energy. They're not fighting it much anymore. The soul energy, bookending the Knight of Wands, or the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Wands probably too. Yeah, the Star, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, this is some powerful shit. This is a lot. There's a lot of empathy in this energy. There is. This Jupiter direct in Pisces opens up empathy, opens up a generosity energy. It's probably because of what I said in the new moon reading, where I talked about they're not really having dreams per se the way we think of dreaming when we're sleeping. It's channeled energy that comes through, and it's like you wake up in the morning and you feel like you lived a whole life. I'm talking not just a day with someone. I'm talking you feel like you lived 20, 30, 40 years, and you wake up very confused in your environment. It's a very rare energy. It's not dreams anybody, or in any sense of the word, that anybody would have every night or something along those lines. This is very special energy happening right now, and that's what this is saying. The soul is under some kind of spell. Just look at this card, and it kind of shows you the picture. That's why I throw the cards anyway, so you got pretty pictures. This is, universe giving me a challenging reading here. There's some magic happening in the soul here. Stuff that's been locked up is coming out. Empathy is flowing within a person who's usually shut down. And it's probably because of all the energies that have led up, but especially the new moon energy that's on top of this. So be sure you watch the new moon reading too, so you understand, because definitely these two energies are on top of one another. Message from the universe, red with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of determination here. It's the Chariot. It's a lot of determination. I mean, it really is Wonder Twin powers activate. This is just giving me an energy of determination. It means that shit's getting blown up. Okay, something's transformed in the soul here for sure. We saw it yesterday, or the day before. Was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember. In the new moon reading, we saw that. We saw that change. I think we had a hanged man there. Potential final outcome. Red with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a solid new beginning. Somebody's making some big changes here. I can't even call that grandma on the freeway or anything like that. It's not about the speed. It's about the most solid new beginning in the tarot. It's somebody who's maybe taking impulsive actions and maybe doing things quickly, but there's a lot of determination behind it, and it's driven by what can only be described as a spell in the soul, a wake up. It's this explosion here is what's happened to their soul. It's exploding out. It's with magic, we'll call it, right? It looks kind of magical, doesn't it? You know, that's why the pictures are here, so I can show you the energy. Sometimes it's hard to describe. That's why I said, look at this. This is kind of what's happening. There's a bit of a spell here. It's not a spell, but it's behaving much like it. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me, because Jupiter going direct, you're going to feel the love welling up inside you. You will. Some of you who have a lot of empathy anyway, you know, if you see a sad story about somebody's dog or something out on YouTube or whatever, it's going to affect you. Even if it normally would affect you for years, it's going to affect you for decades now. It's going to hit you hard, that kind of thing. So be careful what you expose yourself to in this kind of energy, all right? Especially in the time frame where the new moon and Jupiter direct blend, okay? All right. I know I have to protect myself because I have deep empathy. So I have to protect myself during this. So I'm telling the rest of you with a high level of empathy, be careful. Your person here, the runner, doesn't normally have a high level of empathy. They're normally pretty shut down. Not now. That's, again, I said there's a heavy empathy energy here around that. It's creating an energy of determination to make some changes. Just maybe try to, again, this Jupiter direct energy, it's a good time to tell someone how you feel. And you have the emotional balls to do it. Okay? So I'll put it like that. Let's clarify. All right, let's straighten these up a little bit first. All right. And why is move over a little bit. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Why is the Ace of Wands here? Now I'm using double animal deck here. See if we have any matching cards or how the energies mesh. Let's see. Yeah. What did I just say? I said just Jupiter direct. It gives you the emotional balls to tell people how you feel. Somebody's about to do that here, and I think it's a whole lot of exploding into being. It's the Three of Cups. It's the flow of water, it's the flow of emotion, it's perched birds, it's communication, it's the sun. Somebody here is, again, we have to tie it back to just the surface energy with that devil sandwich up in the pre-shuffle. The devil's surrounded by the world and the death card. It's a lot of change happening here. It's a lot. And you can see it here. I said this is magic. It really is. This whole top row is magic. I've got magic here if you just look at the pictures. And then I've got, you know, it's exploding up here into magic in the background, and I've got it here. It is. It's taken the e-brake off in a big way, but this is a lot of empathy energy flowing here, because I have to consider the star card when I look at these. The Three of Cups is powerful. It's even a bit of a color match too. What's on top? Look at that. Just talking about the death card. Yeah. It's a whole lot of change happening here in this connection. If you haven't seen any movement in your connection with this person in a while, you will. Well, you should. Anyway, I can't predict free will. I don't know what a 3D person's going to do. But I can tell you in this energy here, there's a big change coming. Now, some of these changes might be within you, where you open up, man, your generosity of spirit and your empathy is going to open up too. So that said, maybe for you, you see it in a new light and might not match their light. I don't know. But I'm pulling on the incoming energy, and I got a second death card here. A lot of change happening. Why is the death card here? Yeah, the Nine of Swords. Changing the, again, I said, when I pulled this, I said, what did I say? I said, this energy gives you the emotional balls to tell someone how you feel. They've been very anxious about this. There's no anxiety here. These birds are perched. They're not a bunch of birds flying in the air. That's anxiety about communication. These birds are perched, and there's a sun right there. It's the happiest card in the deck. It's the flow of emotion. And what I've got right here is somebody who's changing this Nine of Swords behavior. They have been very anxious about this. I ask, why is death card here? I might as well have said, why is change here? What's changing? And what's changing is this. All right. Let's talk about the Knight of Wands, because I see the forward movement. It's right there. It's staring at me in the face with the Knight of Wands. Why is it here? Tell me about the Knight of Wands. I like this reading. I like this energy. It tastes like candy. It does. It feels like candy energy. I like this. Oh, man. The readings this month have been some spiritual shit. I'm telling you. I have blown through a 12-pack trying to... And 2 3-pound bags of oranges washing all this energy off of November. I am telling you. All right. And my walks have been weird. You know? Strange. People's... You know... Even people that normally don't say hi are saying hi. Or there was the other night where this girl passed out right next to me while she was walking, and I ended up helping her home. She was drunk out of her mind. It was unreal. It was kind of funny because I asked if she was okay. I was being kind of cheeky because she obviously wasn't. She said, yeah, I'm fine. And then, no, I'm not, like that. And I just kind of chuckled. I was like, yeah, I didn't think so. All right. There's a little bit of weekend at Bernie's. You know, had to sneak her past her security guards at her building. It's funny. This darndest shit happens to me. I swear to God. Shit happens to me that don't happen to nobody else. All right, why is the Knight of Wands here? I mean, she just passed, and we were passing each other. She just passed out. I was like, okay. I saw she was walking funny, but my God. I thought maybe she just got banged. I thought maybe that's why she was walking funny. I was going to congratulate her. And she just passed out. All right. Page of Cups crossing that. Yeah, there's a lot of love flowing here. And it's all new to this person. I know that because we had the Hangman yesterday in the new moon reading, and this star, this magic, almost like a spell here. This is almost all empathy here. This is naked to the universe if it was one of the cards with the naked person on it, but it's much deeper than that. The reason the Knight of Wands is here, which is a bit of emotional, I don't know, stunted emotional growth, if you will, emotional immaturity, is because this is all new to them. This person wants something new. That's very clear here. And they want something that's not rooted in devil energy. What's on top? The World. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. I called it the World. It felt like the World. It's the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, like I don't know the animal deck, right? So that Freudian slip is important. It's a Wheel of Fortune on crack because the World's a more powerful card. The World is the most powerful card I can pull. That said, I called that the World, and I know damn well what the World looks like in this deck, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. It is. Things are turning, things are happening, things are changing. Someone's got a whole new perspective on something here. Some of that Hangman energy from yesterday's new moon reading is bleeding in. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Seven of Swords. Changing. Again, we see it. We see it right here. What's changing? Their anxiety towards all of this with the Three of Cups crossing about communication here. We see what's turning here, what's happening. Somebody is again, it's what the pre-shuffle showed us, changing that devil energy. This is deception, right? Somebody is changing that. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? What's turning? This, the Seven of Swords, all that deception. And we've got nothing but forward movement here from someone who is operating from a point of almost pure empathy, okay? Almost pure empathy. In other words, operating from a point of emotion, which is exactly what I'm going to call it dreams, but they're not really dreams the way you think of dreams. What the dreamlike energy of the new moon reading did, right? They just got done living a whole life, a lifetime. It's not a dream where you're out frolicking with somebody. It's all of it. You got mortgages to pay. You've got this to do. You go down the road. It feels like 40 fucking years went by when you wake up in the morning. It's very confusing, and we saw that confusion a lot in the new moon reading with the Seven of Cups. I knew that new moon reading was going to be tough for me to explain. So I'm glad some of that energy is bleeding in here so I can kind of clear up some things. That is a very powerful reading. The new moon reading I did the other day is, quite frankly, I would say the most powerful reading I have ever done on Steve's Love Tarot, and I think it's very difficult to understand. All right, because I messed up and I used the word dream, and people just assume that I mean, you know, and I thought I explained it. I talked about a Star Trek episode where Captain Picard lived the full life, and then when he realized when he woke up on the ship, was very sad, a little tear in his eye, that kind of thing. It just, for no less than what I heard from 24 people, it just didn't, it just went right over. Just, you know, and I'm sorry about that. Even the bird laughed, you see. It's very important that you understand why all of this is happening. This is the aftermath of it. This is the energy that's blending with that new moon energy. All right, and it's very powerful, and it's resulting in forward movement. But it's, even if it doesn't come toward you, it's resulting in somebody making changes that will affect the soulmate cycle going forward. Right? It's very, very strong. Shutting down this bullshit, shutting down this bullshit. And the end message from the universe is a Chariot. That's forward movement, but it's just an energy of determination. I'm shuffling on the star right now. Tell me about the star and the soul. Tell me about the star. Why is it here? Tell me about it. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. It had to have a major arcana crossing it. It's that powerful. There's that much empathy there. There's that much magic. I'll just call it fucking magic. It's the Fool. It is. There is nothing but forward movement and change on this table. Abso-fucking-lutely. Which, you know, and again, yeah, the overall energy of this Five of Wands is a weak energy, right? But I get it now. It's a bit of a resistance is futile. The pain is so much stronger. This Three of Swords is so much stronger than this. The pain of that. The waking up, and when you can see the big picture, when you can realize, when your empathy is flowing, when you have the emotional balls to want to tell someone how you feel and tell them how you feel, it's a moment where all the bullshit you tell yourself has no effect. That's why this is a weak card. It's because, you know, it's again a bit of a resistance is futile energy. What's on top here? Look at that. This draws us to our final outcome. It's the Ace of Pentacles again. It's a bit of a reboot of the soul, if you will. It's the only way I can describe it. You know, it's a solid new beginning. You know, this energy has set things up where it's like building on a good foundation. In other words, this person's soul has woken up many times, but it's been built on sand. The energy around it wasn't enough to sustain it. The universe is saying this is sustainable. This is something, this creates a change, a marked change, a line in the sand in the soulmate cycle, as far as the runner side goes. But it also does for you too, but it's probably in an equal and opposite direction. It depends how much growth you've had. It's going to be it's a very personal type of energy, right? Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Look what came back. These cards bookend these cards. This was the crossing card over here, this Three of Cups. It's right there. Because of that. Because now somebody has the emotional balls to open up. And this is sustainable. This is where the rubber hits the road on the life-changing shit. Jupiter in Pisces, very important. It only comes around about once every 12 years. And, you know, it's a lot of it's been wasted with retrograde, right? A lot of it has, you know, we got a second crack at it, we had it, and then we lost it, and then we have it back. But it was retrograde in for a good part of having it back, and now it's forward in. It's nice to have it. It's part of the reason the archer takes the shot, because we're only going to have it in Pisces for a little bit, right? By the time we get into Capricorn, we kind of lose it. It goes into Aries. It goes into a fire sign. So, yeah, all of my readings are explaining why the Sagittarius season is what it is, why the underlying message is the archer takes the shot. Someone opening up here for sure. There's a lot of empathy here and a lot of generosity of emotion. Why? And it's very different for them, I know. There's a lot of change. I got change here. I got a devil sandwiched between death and the world in my pre-shuffle. Oh yeah. All right, Chariot. Let's talk to the fickle old gal universe. It's technically separate from the reading, but it is read with these energies. Okay? Let's see. And it should tell us a little something about the final outcome in advance. Doesn't have to, but it should. Usually does. Why is the Chariot here? All I get off the Chariot is, aside from communication, is determination. Right? It's a balanced Emperor that drives the Chariot. If that means anything to you, I get that here. With all this wheel turning on the deception. The Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords fell in just the right spots. I mean, just the right spots. With just the right cards next to them. You know? I accidentally called that the world, you know, and it really feels like a supercharged Wheel of Fortune, for sure. Why is the Chariot here? The Two of Wands. Yeah, it's somebody who has already let go of one thing, and it's just focused on the one wand, on the new wand, right? That's it. It's not even setting the attention like it might normally be with the card. It's way more than that. What's on top? Yeah. Who? The King of Wands. Yeah. Someone here, again, this behavior is being left behind. This is where you leave behind one wand and move toward another one. He's holding one wand. The King of Wands is a whole new King of Wands. How do we know that as well? You want to cross-check your work with any reading, right? The King of Wands is read with the Death card. That's change energy. What's changing? This behavior and this behavior. All of it. It's all just, you know, again, there's nothing but determination here. For reasons I've explained up here. All right, why's the King of Wands here? Look at this. This is why I wanted to see some repeat cards. I've got them. This final outcome is tied to the soul. This right here, from the message from the universe, all this change in the Burger King is tied to the soul. And I said, this is fucking magic. This is the star falling here. I don't have the words. I can't always explain every little thing. There's no way. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day who's a lot like me. You know, I talk about him sometimes in the blog. And you know, he watches these readings and he says, you're explaining energies, complex energies that no one can understand. And I said, well, I seem to do a pretty good job at it. He says, you do a shit job at it, but you manage to pull it off. It's impossible to explain some of these energies. That new moon reading yesterday is an example of it. I'll always do my best to try, but I don't have words for what's here. I've explained it as best I can. This is more powerful than I can find words in the English language for. With the star falling here, it ties me back to here. It's the only way I could put it is it feels like a spell. It has that kind of impact on a person. Imagine they wake up from that dreamlike energy that the new moon is producing. They've lived a whole life. In fact, right before they woke up, they had plans to go do something with you, let's say, because the universe is showing them that timeline of what happened, what would have happened if they went with you. Let's say they had plans and then they wake up. They're going to remember those plans. Those plans are going to be driving them crazy all day. It's that kind of energy. It's like a fucking spell in a way. That's how powerful the energy is. The universe, a spell is manipulation of energy. The universe is manipulating its own energy right now and not because it's doing it intentionally, but it's just because of the configuration of energies that are happening. And there's a little bit of stuff going on with the Earth's magnetic field right now, which is also helping a little bit with all of this. This is amazing. All right, final outcome, Ace of Pentacles. We know this final outcome is read with this, but it's also tied to the soul because we have a match here. All right, here we go. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Let's see. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Change. All I'm drawn to is the butterfly. It's a Two of Pentacles, technically. But it is someone who after, it's just change. That's all I've got. A decision that's about to be made. I'll say it like some kind of prophet. A decision that's about to be made by this person and by you, by the way. Equal and opposite reaction. All of this applies to you as well in your own way, in an equal and opposite reaction. But we're just talking about the incoming energy. A decision is about to be made which is going to change everything. What decision? Well, take a look at the fucking reading. Okay? The energies right now are just changing everything. But somebody who's always been on the fence, somebody who's been wishy-washy, somebody who's never made a decision about this, about what to tell you, about what to whatever. A decision's about to be made that's going to change everything. It's going to set everything on a solid footing, and it's all coming from the soul. And it's all about someone opening up. But there's a strong energy. I have to add in the soul energy here. There's this star card, whether it's this one or this one. There's a strong energy of empathy here, which is not something I usually get from the incoming energy. I won't lie to you. I don't get a lot of empathy. I get a lot of entitled fuckwit. I get a lot of Burger King, gotta have it their way. I get a stubborn energy quite often. I'm getting empathy. I really am. Resistance is futile is our overall fucking energy. What's on top? I'm not playing around here. The universe isn't either. It's the Nine of Cups. It's, again, a decision is about to be made. It's going to transform. That's what the butterfly represents. So I'm just showing you the picture. Change everything. You're about to get something you want. They're about to get something that they've always wanted. It's probably been a long time coming. We could say that with the Ace of Pentacles, although that's not really the primary energy here. The energy here is of solid new beginning. The most solid new beginning the universe can throw. All right? Why is the Nine of Cups here? I wasn't even worried about what card I was going to pull. I knew we were going to see the Emperor. I was just thinking a few minutes ago. I'm surprised it didn't come out with that Chariot there, because that's pretty balanced. And if that King of Wands is actually changed, we should see an Emperor. I literally thought that while I was talking about the soul energy over here, just in the back of my mind. And there he is. It's right there. The Emperor gets real. How do I know that? Because the Emperor is read with the Seven of Swords, which is deception, but the Seven of Swords is there because of the Wheel of Fortune. It's changing. Okay? Everybody's fortunes are changing here. Anyway, there's a wish coming in. All right? There's emotional fulfillment coming from somebody who never offered it before. And it has everything to do with the dreams from the new moon, because this is one of only 2 cards in this deck that has this either an eclipse or new moon type symbol on it. That is representing the new moon energy. It is because of those dream-like energies, it's not really a dream, that I talked about in the new moon reading. Because of that, all of this is happening, and that's what this card tells us. That's why the universe waited to give it to us last. All of this is happening because of that. Think about those, because I know there's a lot of people confused. Oh, I dream all the time, and I did. Yeah, you dream all the time. I'm sure you do. That's not what this is. Okay, they live a whole fucking life. Literally, imagine your whole life. Imagine everything you've done since childhood. Okay, I'm going to share with you some empathy and put you in their position. All right. Imagine everything you've done since childhood, your whole life, your parents, all of it, your school, your brother, your sister, the relationships you've had, whatever it is, and now you're the age you are right now. And right this second, you wake up and you're somewhere else, and you remember what that somewhere else is, but then it dawns on you that entire life that you've lived up till now was just a fucking dream. You too will be Captain Picard with a tear in your eye on the Enterprise. All right? It's like that. It's channeled energy, but that's not even a good way to put it. It's very rare. I have only had in my life one dream like that. One instance where that's happened, and I'm a very powerful energy reader. One time. And I was messed up for a week. I wanted to go back to that. I did everything in my power to get myself on that timeline, because I knew it was an actual timeline that I could have. I did, and I managed to get myself on it. I'm living the life from that right now. So, understand how powerful the energies are right now. They're life-changing. All right, you're going to get shown some things too. All right, make sure if you like what if you miss it and you like what you saw, you get yourself on that timeline. You figure out a way. Nobody can tell you how. The answer is inside you. It's right there. But this is where the Jupiter direct energy helps. This powerful empathy, see, it's hard to explain, right? Any asshole can come out here and pull a fucking tarot reading and say someone regrets it and they're turning around. Energy is far more complicated than that. The whole universe is energy, right? So everything I just said about all of that, and maybe you want to get on that path. It's all about this energy. This is where the Jupiter direct energy helps. Because it creates not only the emotional balls to do things, but it's more of it opens up the empathy. energy. It opens up a mix of empathy and generosity. That's the way it reads, which has a net result, as the universe told us, of determination to move forward. Right? Absolutely determined to find something. Like those people on those shows. I'm watching some show right now where they're finding Civil War gold. Right? Those people are determined to find it. Nothing daunts them. Nothing stops them. That's their path. That's what they want to do. They're like little gold terminators. Right? It's like that. When you have this kind of energy, when it comes from the soul, that's the way you behave. And that's the way your person's behaving here, which even the universe is saying is backward for them. Normally they're quiet. So this new moon, and that reading I pulled the other day, is very important. Right? And I've done my best to re-explain it here. I can't explain it any other way. There's no other way I can explain it. But it is sure as fuck not you dreaming about your DM or dreaming about somebody like a regular old fucking dream. Everybody has that shit. Who cares? You know, most of the time that doesn't mean anything. I'm going to write a blog article on dreams. It's a topic I've studied quite intently in my life because I find it's important. It's another energy that I want to look at. And we'll talk about it. I don't know when I'm going to have time to write it with the holidays, but I'll get to it. And I'll try to lay it all out for you. But for now, you've got the new moon reading, and you've got this reading to kind of work with. Let's pull 3 cards from the universe. All right. I would say this results in communication. I would definitely say it. I have no doubt, because the Emperor drives the chariot, and there's a lot of determination here. I got a wish coming true here. I got a wish coming true here. I've got things that you never thought would happen happening. I got a lot of magic here in the top row. Okay, let's do it. 3 cards. What else you want to tell everyone before I go pull some wicked voodoo on this energy? And my extended is going to be off the chain. It's about the star cards. It's about the Emperor. It's about the star cards. It's about how this energy might be affecting you. What it's going to help you with. Maybe some tips for you in finding that timeline that you want to put yourself on. Because you're going to have some realizations in this too, and your empathy is going to get cracked open as well. All of this affects you too. We're all swimming in it, this energy. All right. Give me 3 cards. Magician. The 2 of... Wow, there's a lot of karma here. The 2 of Wands. The Queen of Wands. And the 4 of Wands. 4 Wands crossing 2 Wands. Again, the 2 of Wands was here in the message from the universe crossing that chariot. Again, it's about somebody, as far as the runner goes, we'll just talk about the runner, who's normally Fakey McFakerman, by the way. That energy's being transformed. They're getting real. It just backs up what the Wheel of Fortune says about the 7 of Swords here, which is deception, right? These 2 are red together. These are red center, left, right. This is the base energy. The base energy around them is having a stable new beginning, something that's real. They've already let go of the 1 wand in this energy. By the time we get to Jupiter direct energy, and while it's blending with the new moon energy, right, which is for about a 2-week period, while it's blending with that energy, there is some super powerful energy. It's super powerful. It's empathy on crack. This card flips the Queen of Wands, and it just shuts down all the pretense, all the bullshit, all the nonsense. Again, our overall energy is resistance, is, arguing with themselves, trying to bullshit themselves. It's not going to happen. They're not going to bullshit their way out of this hurricane. It's not going to happen. All right? That is your reading. But this might be worth looking at in the extended for a moment. I may pull on this. There's a lot of karma in play here. A soul contract kind of thing, sure, but something else. I'll see if we can get anything on that. Anyway, if you want the extended, the link's in the description. I'm looking forward to pulling it. This is some magic right here. It's nice to pull on this type of energy. I enjoy it. I hope this reading was helpful. And I hope you rewatch the new moon reading with the notion, without having the notion in your head that I'm talking about dreaming about your grandma or something. I'm not. It's not. If that's what you took away from that reading, I fucked up and I didn't explain it right. And I wasn't even sure in the middle of that reading if I explained it right, but I thought I did. But if there's, it's like anything else. When they do research, for example, market research, they take a sample of people. They don't call the whole world. They take a sample of people and they say, what do you think about this, and this? And then they use that as they say 46% of people surveyed say blah, blah, blah. It's just a sample. So if a couple of dozen people got that new moon reading wrong, that's my sample. That's enough to tell me that a couple of thousand people got it wrong, mathematically speaking. So again, hopefully I've re-explained it here and that helps. But either way, that's your reading. If you want the extended for this, I do. It'll be a link in the description. I hope this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. Good luck.